This is your life. All the moments from birth until now. The highlights, people, the places, your thoughts, your feelings. All of that captured, put together, and shown for those that come after you. And the next generation, and the next, and the next. Those that came before you, they didn't have that opportunity. They could just pass along names and dates, and maybe some letters if you were lucky, or a few little photos. You have an opportunity like no one before you to preserve your story or your legacy. Tell your story as you want it told. Be remembered the way that you want to be remembered. Talking to Barbara Ryan about her legacy video. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about why this is important to you to preserve your legacy?
I have done family history for decades. And although I know about ancestors when they were born, when they died, when they got married, their children, I don't know anything about their life. One of my far ancestors who came on the Mount Mayflower had 319 books in his library. This is in 1620. This man's got 319 books. And I have always loved books, and I think, is that genetic? Did I inherit that love of books from him? Moved to Illinois in about 1855. Came to Illinois, they lived in Chicago. And they moved to Wheaton, which is a western suburb, in the early 1870s. Did they lose their house because of the Chicago fire? I have no idea.
So let's take a look at what this looks like in real life. Collecting the footage, having the interview, putting it all together.
She got these guys that lived 3 townhouses down to come over and help move the furniture. And the one said, we're having 4th of July party, which was like 4 days later. Why don't you girls come? So anyway, out of this 4th of July party, 3 of us got married. I met Jack. Pete Hatton, who was had fallen asleep on the couch, and he comes in and he says, where does the dog come from? And I said, what dog? And I went, the entry, covered porch there, and here's this dog, cute little, he opened the door and I said, what's your name? And she said, Bark Bark, so that was her name. We called her Bark Bark for the rest of her. This is long before the internet, so you're writing letters, you're going to the National Archives and looking at microfilm and stuff like that. So we kept meeting, and that was the beginning of the Chicago Genealogical Society, which is still going on. 3 ancestors that came on the Mayflower: William Brewster, Richard Warren, and George Sowell. And I can't remember, there's sweet Julie being so fair. She had both sets of grandparents meet in the lobby of the hospital and take the same elevator up. So both sets of grandparents would get to see the child at exactly the same minute. That next summer after he died, twice I had the same dream. And there's forest back there and like grass on the side. And Grandma and Grandpa and Jack are walking towards me. And they say, we're waiting for you. Then when you go into a house and there's nobody there. Not that they're at the store, they're just not, there's nobody there. And that's hard.
So that could work for covering 40s and 50s, sort of big band, laid back, elegant.
I'll use your interview as the foundation. Cut out any misspoken parts, add your photos and careful selections of any videos that you have, clean up anything you don't like, add music and feeling, and customize your story. Once you've reviewed and are happy with the video, I'll export it in easily watchable formats for TV, tablets, laptops, or online from any device. Then I'll save it to physical USB drives that have connections for new and older ports. These drives are engraved, have a wooden handle, making them easy to identify. There's a card that gives the online address of the video. All of that are placed within a folio that carries and protects them and is easy to spot for others coming across it, carrying your story forward someday. I'm John Ryan. I make legacy videos for families that want their story told and preserved for future generations that follow. If this sounds like something that you've been thinking about, let's talk more about what it would take to make your story and make it in the way that you want it told. Click on the link below and head over to Expansive Media/legacy videos. If you're already on the website, all you need to do is reach out to me through this page, and we can set up a way to talk that works for you at a time that works for you. I'm looking forward to meeting you.